Morning, guys. I did some karaoke yesterday and found myself doing a Korn song, doing Falling Away. I used to listen to those guys a good bit when I was a teenager. I'll admit I don't listen to them much anymore. Some of that heavier music that I used to listen to when I was a teenager, it just, find myself onto other things as you get older. But I still very much appreciate the writing and the unique vocals. Jonathan Davis has a very unique way of doing his vocals, one that I very much appreciate. And it's exciting to see, because he does something that's very unique. Not a lot of artists bring it out during their music. And I can remember when I was a teenager, actually, hearing my uncle talk about the music biz, specifically Korn, and he goes, "Oh yeah, he's one," and he was talking about Jonathan Davis. And I hear it. I don't hear it in all the songs. It'd be really hard to pull this off in all the songs. It'd be physically taxing. But I definitely hear it in Falling Away, for sure. And what is it that I hear? What is it that I think is so unique about Jonathan's voice? Well, Jonathan's pulling out a trance voice. I already told you these artists are mediums, and you see it in his writing, and I hear it in his voice. He very much was used for seance and trance. I would say probably, this is my opinion, from childhood. So I feel like we have something in common there. And you can hear it. I had made the point in an earlier video about one way that you could tell that kids were used in mediumship and in seances is something, they get a gift, they get something imparted to them, given to them. And a lot of times they have the ability to speak a lot better than other children very early on. They'll also think of higher things. Why is this? Well, that's because the brain and the vocal cords and the diaphragm are muscles. And we have a thing called muscle memory. What happens in the trance state? Well, guys, in a trance state, the medium's mind and body separate briefly for some moments. And a lot of weird noises will come out of the medium as the spirit is speaking. Not only noises, but the medium can do convulsions and all kind of contortions and weird things as the spirit is taking the body. This is one reason why it's not advisable to go into trance. Trance can be very dangerous. Not only because the spirit can, you can take more from the spirit than you want. But the bigger reason, in my opinion, is when you're in trance, you have no idea what the people around you are going to do to you. That, in my opinion, is the real danger of going into trance. And it's a shame that these dark occults like to use children specifically for trance. Why? Well, in these occult groups, they're more worried about the medium distorting the message. This is why they don't really typically like just a channel message. They feel like the medium is saying the message and not the spirit. Well, how do some of these wicked people get around this? They use children. I've already shared literature and shared the point that the more pure the vessel is, the more pure the message is. Well, if you get a child who can't really speak, like a young child, very early age, and you put them in trance, guess what? Those wicked occult people will pretty much take whatever word that child's speaking as straight up spirit. It's abuse. And I'm not about it. But back to the music, specifically with Jonathan Davis. He pulls it off. He very much pulls off the trance voice. You can hear it coming from the depths of his diaphragm and bowels through the throat. And he does it in a way where I feel like he's just channeling it. It's muscle memory at that point. The body is the amazing thing when it comes to that. He's been there before, so he's able to pull it out. Again, things I find in common with some of these artists. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I don't know if anybody's realized that or thought about that when you hear some of these artists. Maybe if you do enjoy some, music from Korn, try to hear it. I hear it specifically in Falling Away. There is a certain yoke kind of like timbre to it. I kind of like that. It's I don't want to go all into it like that, but you'll hear it. Y'all have a good day.